Wally West, aka the Universe Slave, aka the fastest man in existence, aka the GOAT of power scaling. If you had the favorite verse back in 2022 and you were scrolling on TikTok, this bitch ass nigga sold your verse. And because Wally West soloed my favorite verse, I decided to do my research and see if he really is that strong. And I ain't gonna lie, he is. We start off in Flash 4 with Tempest, who is kinda like the Watcher but from the DC universe, telling us that the multiverse is getting infected and absorbed by darkness. The reason for why this is happening is because basically for every good thought in existence, a dark opposite bad thought exists, and with these bad thoughts, a dark universe is created. And they are currently infecting the whole multiverse. Don't ask me how, it's a comic. And because Tempest can battle this dark universe alone, he needs a hero to do it for him, and this hero is Wally West. There is one problem though, and it's Wally West is in jail. I know, quite shocking, but there's actually a good reason for that. Being trapped and then pulled off the Speed Force, he returned to a timeline where his kids and wife don't exist. Because of the immense pain and isolation, he sought help at the Sanctuary, a mental health institution for heroes. After he read through the files of every hero who is in the Sanctuary, their past stories and traumas made him go nuts and triggered a Speed Force explosion, accidentally killing off the people around him. One of them being his childhood friend Roy Hart. But it gets worse. His wife, who doesn't know that she is his wife, sometimes visits him, and everyone in her prison hates him. In other words, his life's fucked. Tempest then sometime came to visit him and teleports him to see the dark multiverse. He asks him for his help destroying the black energy, and although Wally declined, Tempest didn't give a fuck and left him stranded in the dark multiverse with his suit on, forcing Wally to run into one of the worlds that are infected with black energy. And the first one he traveled to was the one where they have President Superman. And even though they literally have the Barack Obama version of Superman, their planet is in shambles. They both get attacked by this weird big black dog, and after Wally beats it easily, he gets approached by the Justice League of America. And I don't know if I'm the only one who notices, but why is every one of them black? Except for Batman! Is this guy allergic to melanin or something? Anyway, Superman tells him it's all good and starts explaining where these monsters came from. He explains that they spawned at the Grand Canyon and that they are extremely strong, and that the dark energy will soon spread across the whole globe, and if nobody does anything against that, the government will drop an anti-life bomb on the Grand Canyon, causing millions to die. As soon as he said that, Wally zaps Superman, so he sits his ass down and runs out of there to rescue the planet. Look at this bomb trying to hit. On his way to the Grand Canyon, he gets interrupted by the so-called retaliators, who quite frankly, nobody knows them. They try to stop him, and at first it looked like Wally was toying with them until they actually landed a good hit on him, only to get hit back with the same thing they hit him with, and even stronger! At the end, he destroyed the black energy barrier, sending these no-names back home, and they thank him for it, but the problem is the bomb from earlier is on its way, and even Wally can't outrun it. Luckily, Superman destroyed before he gets fired. He thanks Wally for what he has done to this world, and then Wally goes on to the next one. At the end of the issue, Tempest praises Wally West for what he has done and says that he wishes to bring Wally here, referring to some unknown place to truly show him his destiny, but he can't because Wally has more trials to face and more worlds to save. This unknown place Tempest is referring to is on the incursion point 0, the dark world that will not die. This is also the planet where Wally's kids are trapped in. Now, I could sit here and talk about these worlds he will visit, but I won't, because that's not the point of the video. I want to skip to the so-called the dark world that will not die planet Wally has to go to, because that's the only place where we will see his I solo every verse form. To anyone who wants the full story, I would recommend watching this video. After Wally and an alternate version of his wife both get rid of the black energy on one of the worlds he visited, she kisses him goodbye, and then Wally runs to his next destination. But this time, there is something wrong. Instead of landing in the incursion point like always, he lands on another world. And if that's not bad enough, this world has statues of the exact heroes he killed. Like, couldn't you at least put statues of the heroes he didn't kill? Bro just came back from rescuing a whole planet and now he has to keep up with this bullshit? Anyways, directly after that, completely by surprise, his kids call him and he immediately goes on to hug them. He hasn't seen them for so long. This is basically a whole reunion, and then his daughter tells him he needs to run. The issue ends and we move on to the 5th issue. At the beginning of the issue, we see Tempest reminiscing about Wally West's life and bowing onto the Mobius chair, telling it that he has done his part by bringing Wally to the world that will not die. Now the rest, the weight of countless words, is up to Wally West. So it seems like Wally is on this world for a specific and extremely important reason. To everyone who doesn't know what the Mobius chair is, it is a cosmic artifact that grants its user absolute knowledge about everything in the multiverse and the ability to travel through time and space. We then cut back to Wally holding both his kids in his arms. It turns out the reason why his daughter tells him to run is an enormous wave of black energy that's about to hit them. So to not get hit by the wave, they do the most logical thing you can do as a speedster. Run! Eventually though, the wave catches up to Wally's kids, and when he tries to free them, he gets sucked into. Suddenly, he's in a flashback sleeping with his wife holding baby Iris, until all of a sudden he gets thrown away and spit out the black energy. Kinda like when you're having a realistic dream then suddenly you wake up, and that's how Wally describes it. I don't understand. It felt so real, more than a memory. It's like I could feel her tears on my fingertips, could smell the talcum powder on her bottom. Then, nothing. Nothing but rage. A father's rage. Tempest! Damn it! I am tired of your mysterious antics and half-answered questions. I put up with being your cosmic errand boy because you had me convinced I was doing some good. But this is my family you're toying with. I want answers and I won't wait another micro instant to get them. Why did you bring me here to this fuck-ass world just so I could lose my kids again? And even though Wally told his bum-ass Tempest he's sick of this mystery talk, Tempest again starts speaking mysteriously, trying to sound like Master Uwe on some sensei shit. And in reaction to that, Wally starts beating the fuck out of him. He just told you enough of this bullshit and then you start again? That's on you, man, not gonna lie. Enough! I've been yanked around by you from one end of the multiverse to the other since the moment we met. If you think I am going to help you destroy this world with my kids on it, you are out of your celestial mind! Wes, there is much more you need to understand. I guess enough doesn't translate to this language. Tempest gave me this staff. It allows me to purge dark matter with a blast. So Wally starts to run around this planet with the staff, trying to get rid of the black energy. I push myself further and faster than anyone has ever moved before. Faster than light and thought. Faster than the Speed Force. Did you hear that, folks? Faster than the Speed Force itself. So to any one of your braindead people who say that death of the Speed Force, aka Black Flash, is faster than Wally, you can shut the fuck up now. But even though Wally kept on running around the globe, the black energy always rearranged itself and something stopped him. And that thing was the Mobius chair. Now it may seem like I might be throwing information all over the place, but everything will make sense just in a second. In hopes of knowing the answers Tempest hides from him, Wally touches the Mobius chair. Upon contact with the Mobius chair's power, Wally West experienced a mind-bending surge of cosmic awareness as his hand brushes against the artifact, instantly unlocking absolute answers that he can feel on the tip of my soul. This sudden contact triggers a chaotic mental rush, forcing him to relive his entire traumatic history all at once. From the tragic moment his children were yanked from reality right before Flashpoint to his endless, trapped existence running within the Speed Force, this overwhelming influx of information breaks his traditional linear perception, stretching his consciousness until he's no longer a part of one thing. And then we get this infamous panel of him stretching his arms out. In other words, because he touched the chair, he now became so high that he could see everything. This is literally the context of this panel. It even says, one with everything and everything at once. What does this even mean, bro? His mind has now reached a new state. Forget about the mentally unstable Wally. Forget about crash out Wally. Forget about depressed Wally. He's now a new man. He then talks to Tempest and realized this entire quest was about putting his mind back together so he could kill this world. And he, and only he, was chosen to do this because he is the one who created it. I told you at the beginning, bad thoughts create black energy in this universe, and Wally West had so many of them, he created a whole multiverse. This dark world was created for my greatest fear. Losing Iris and Jay. This is also the reason why they couldn't leave this planet, and even the reason why they're in here in the first place. This is all my fault. I see that now. The problem though is when Wally eliminates this planet, he will also kill his children because they're in here. So, you could imagine what his answer was. The death of the multiverse started because of Wally West, and he is the only one able to stop it. That's the big plot twist of the comic. We're now on the 6th and last issue. Wally just outrun the Speed Force, officially becoming the fastest speedster ever. At the beginning of the issue, we see Wally enjoying his day with his children and then putting them to bed. While they're asleep, he sneaks out and starts talking to Tempest. You said these dark matter worlds are created out of fear. Things we regret. My greatest fear was always that I wouldn't be able to protect my kids from all the super crap I knew was out there. This isn't just another dark matter planet. I created this world. It is my greatest nightmare become real. Yes, Wally West. So I am the reason the multiverse is jacked, because this planet works the way my powers do. Instead of dying by entropy like every other dark matter world, it keeps self-correcting faster than it can be destroyed. Yes, if you don't find a way to make things right, now the multiverse will be consumed by dark matter. For Wally, the situation is fucked. Not gonna lie, there's only one solution to this problem, and it's the Mobius chair. If Wally sits on the Mobius chair, the multiverse will heal itself, which unfortunately comes with a huge cost though. Due to the Mobius chair granting the user the knowledge about everything in the cosmos, there will be no space for anything in the mind of the one who sits on the chair. Not even space for their own mind. But because the whole universe is online, Wally agrees to sit on the chair. Before he does, he thanks Tempest for everything and tells him that when he kills his world, Tempest must return his children home, in which Tempest promises Wally to do so. He also reveals that Wally never needed the staff and that Wally always had the power to kill off the black energy on his own. Wally's kids see that they're talking to Tempest and they think he's in danger, so they try to reach him, only to get held down by Tempest, who's fulfilling his promise to Wally. Wally walks up to the chair, sits on it, tells his children goodbye, and then gets overwhelmed by the power of the Mobius chair. The Mobius chair now grants him the power of omniscience, reality warping, and the ability to see the past, present, and future simultaneously. He also possesses infinite speed, and due to the chair fusing with the speed force, it also allows Wally to instantly teleport anywhere in the multiverse and completely outrun the concept of time itself. These are never seen before powers. Wally's stats are maxed out. That's why he solos everyone's favorite verse. You can't surprise him because he sees everything. You can't dodge him because he's infinitely fast. You can't hit him because he sees everything and he's infinitely fast. You can't damage him because he can change the reality. Like there's nothing you can do. Think about your favorite character. Yeah, he's getting destroyed. At the end, Wally healed the universe. Tempest and Wally told them back to their mother, and Wally now watches over them. Then at the end, we see Wally getting Glaze like speeding across time and space. It is impossibly alien and yet so familiar. We have been here before, even though we have not. Every thought ever had races through our minds when another mind reaches across the void. In an instant, we are more than Wally, more than the Mobius chair, more than anyone who has ever been. Since the creation of the Mobius chair, it has been content to observe. Today is a new day, a new vocation, a new me. So yeah guys, now you know how strong Wally really is. Thanks for watching, bye.